everyone. Good afternoon, students and my home. First I want to apologize because I cannot turn on my camera because I have a technical error with my camera. And then I would like to say thank you to all of you that will have spare your time for join in this class with AIBPM. And in this afternoon, we will have Dr. Tan Lai Hong, which will explain about the entrepreneurship with topic business plan and business management, business model canvas. So before we start the class, I would like to ask to all of you to turn on the camera so we can take photos together.
Yeah,
So students and parents,
我
please
有
turn on the
discussion 我在
camera.
meeting 哦。啊，OK， oh yeah, so sorry because I like you can see my screen, Alicia.
Yes, we can see your screen, Dr. Tan.
Okay, okay. Good afternoon to all the students. Okay, for this right now, actually we start our this class. So for this chapter, actually is regarding about the business plan and also the business model canvas. So what is a business plan? So normally as an entrepreneurs, we have to prepare our business plan. So a business plan is a written documents for a proposed business project that actually serve as a blueprint or serve as a guideline for us to start out our business. All the information gathered regarding the project is used in the business plan to predict the viability, to forecast whether our this business success, and also to propose what are the strategies that actually we want to use it in order for us to start out our business. So these are the three essentials of functions of a business plan. So a business plan actually is to guiding the company by charting the future costs and defining what are the business strategies that actually we want to use it in order for us to success in our business. And second is to attracting the lender or investor who wants to provide the capital for our this project, for our this business to start up. Third, to demonstrating that the entrepreneurs to understand about the business venture and what will make it succeed. So because normally in our this business plan, we will have to include all our business strategy. So this including like our product strategy, how actually we want to promote our product, what are the promotion strategy, what are the advertising strategies that we want to use it to promote our this product or our services. And then we have to lay out also our operational plan. We have to lay out the financial part. So all this will be included into the business plan and it will guide us to start out our business. So what are the purpose of preparing a business plan? So this is to allow the entrepreneurs to view and evaluate the proposed business venture in an objective, critical, and practical manner. So for example, you see the words that I provide to you in the red color. So for example, for today, I believe that all the students actually you like to drink the milk tea, right? Because I saw a lot of the students here. I'm in U time. I saw a lot of the students. Then actually we have a tea life kiosk here. So I saw a lot of the students actually they buy the milk tea. They buy the milk tea. Even my son, for example, my son is now actually at the secondary school. Oh, and also he always buy the milk tea. I believe that the milk tea actually can attract a lot of the youngster, especially the student. So for example, today I want to start a business in the milk tea industry. So I have to understand about what are the unique selling point. So what are the values that actually I can provide to our customer and what the customer can get it. So for example, I know that actually the milk tea industry, they have a very intense competition. So means that actually they have a lot of the competitor in this industry. So I have to think about my selling point. So why so special for my business? So for example, maybe I can go for more organic ingredients because nowadays actually all of us actually we are some of us actually we are actually health consciousness. We want to go for more organic ingredients. And then we can think about whether we can go for biodegradable packaging. So this biodegradable packaging actually can be safe our environmental, they do not cause any of the environmental pollutions to the environment, or we allow our customer to customize the flavor. So this might be our selling point for if let's say we want to start our business in the milk tea industry. The second purpose is to analyze and evaluate the viability of a proposed venture. So, for example, just like I mentioned about the milk tea industry, so we have to assess our the demand. So we have to know if let's say we are entered into this milk tea industry to start out our this milk tea industry, we have to understand who are our customer demand, what are our customer, and also whether we have a demand from the market. If let's say we start out certain of the business, however, we do not have a customer demand, we do not have a market, then definitely we will facing the failure. So it's very important we have to access to the demand to know who are our potential customer and who are our prospect. So in this case, for example, in the milk tea industry, we can target it in the young and health conscious consumer. At the same time, besides we need to understand about this our customer, who are our targeted customer, we have to understand about who are our competitors, who are our competitor. So for example, in the milk tea industry, so we have how many of the competitors. If let's say we want to enter into this milk tea industry, whether are we able to compete with our competitor? So we have to do the competitor analysis to understand about how actually the competitors set for the pricing. So what are the movement of our competitor? So the third one is to convene the relevant party of the investment potential of the project. So we have to do a projection on the consumer growth and then also our sales forecast, whether we have any of the sales demand every month from our customer and what are the potential profitability that we are able to get it from our customer. So this actually is allow us to convince our investor to invest in our this business. The fourth one is a guideline for managing our business. As I told you just now, actually in our this business plan, we have a lot of the components in our this business plan. Later on, I will show you there are 9 components in our business plan. It means that what are the things that actually we need to prepare it when we prepare for our business plan. So, for example, in our this business plan, we need to covering the aspect like where actually we want to get our this raw material, where we want to get this ingredient. Like for example, just now actually we mentioned that our selling point for our this milk tea actually is organic ingredient. We emphasize on the organic ingredient where we want to get the supplier to supply this organic ingredient and what are the pricing for this organic ingredient. Are they much more expensive as compared to the normal ingredient? And then we have to setting up the partnership with a eco-friendly supplier. And how actually we want to manage our marketing complaint. Let's say when we start our business and then we get a complaint, whether there is any of the channel for the consumer to do their complaint and what are the process that we need to take it to solve all these complaint. And we have to set the KPI. We have to set the KPI for our business. For example, in the first 3 months, we plan to set the first branch, and then after the 1 year, we plan to expand it to another 3 branches. So this is the KPI of our business. And lastly, to allocate the business resources effectively. So in our business plan, we will lay out all the resources. For example, our human resources, our operational plan, our these financial resources, our technological resources. So in the business plan, it will guide us how actually we want to manage all these resources more effectively. So who needs a business plan? So these are the party that they need the business plan. For example, the entrepreneur itself to guide the entrepreneur to start their business, the investor, the financial institution. Maybe some of us actually we want to get certain of the loan from the financial institution. Supplier also they need the business plan. And then the customer, the company staff, the internal employee itself, they need a business plan. So right now I will move to another section. The second section is about the business plan format. So how actually we want to prepare for a business plan. So when we want to prepare a business plan, so these are the things that actually we need to be covered. So for example, we have to prepare about a cover page. So in our cover page, actually we need to include our title of a business plan, the name of our business address, then who are the writer for this business plan, the date of the submission, and then the table of the content, the executive of the summary, and then the main body of the business plan. So I will looking into a detail about the main body of the business plan later on. And then we also can including some of the supporting document. For example, our supplier quotation, our agreement letter, the letter of a reference, or some of our research finding. For example, our market research, our competitor analysis. So the these are the things that we have to include it in the cover letter. And then when we start out our business plan, so there are 9 components in our business plan. The first component is about introduction. We have to introduce our company. So what is the business nature of our company? What kind of the industry that actually we are looking into? And then we have to include our industry profile. We have to industry our profile. For example, just now actually I mentioned about we start up a multi industry. So we have to include our industry profile. And then we have to also include who are our customer. So what is our business strategy? And then what are the technology strategies that we are using? And then we have to include our location of the business. And then we have to include the date of our business, the date for our business to commencement. So means that when actually we start our this business, and then what are the factors that in selecting the proposed business? Why actually we want looking into this multi-industry? What are the purpose? What are the factor? So normally we will relate it to our selling point. So what are the factor actually we will goes into the multi-industry? The first reason it might be growing consumer demand for the multi-industry, especially amongst the younger demographic. And also there is increasing interest in the eco-friendly businesses. And you will create the opportunity when we are entered into this multi-industry. What are the future prospect of our business? So are we going to expand our business to a multiple of a location across the Malaysia? So right now, maybe I start up my first branch in Malacca. So whether I want to expand it to another state, like for example, from to Penang, from Pahang, and then to the Johor. So I have to spell it out. Our our this future prospect of my business. And then second, what are the purpose? What are the purpose of our this business? So we have to set out the purpose of this business plan more clearly, concise, and also in a coherent manner. So this is actually when we spell out all our purpose very clearly, concise, and coherent manner, is actually establishing a roadmap for us to grow our this business, and also it will provide opportunity to attract the investor to invest in our this business. And then the component three, we have to include the company background. So what's the name of our company? So our business address, our correspondent address, and then our telephone number and the form of our business. So in Malaysia, for example, we have six form of our businesses. We can start out our business by the sole proprietorship, and then second one is through the partnership. Third one is the limited liability partnership. Fourth one is a private limited company. Or the fifth one, public limited company, or normally is well known as a berhad in Malaysia. And the last one is a cooperative society. Have you heard about all this, the form of the business before? So you know what are the differences between the form of this business. The sole property means that actually own and operate by one person. So this is the ones actually the simplest form of a business. The second one is a partnership. So partnership normally is owned by two or more than two individual. It can be up to 20 of the partner. Then they share the profit. They run the business together. They share the responsibility together, and also they share their liability together. Liability means that they share their this loan together, and also so each of these partner actually they are liable for the business debt and also all the business obligation. Limited liability partnership, or we can call it as a LLP. So this one actually is a hybrid between a partnership and also a partnership and also a limited liability uh no, sorry. Is this one limited liability partnership actually is the integration or actually is a hybrid between the partnership and also the private limited company, the sendirian berhad. So means that actually the partner they have a limited liability, meaning that their personal asset are protected if the business incur any of the bankruptcy, incur any of the debt. How normally this kind of a limited liability partnership, it will be used it by the professional like the lawyer and also the accountants firm. So the fourth one is a private limited company. So a private limited company is means that it's a separate legal entity that limit the owner liability to the amount of the share that they own. So it requires a minimum one of the director and also a maximum of 50 of the shareholder in the company. So normally for this kind of company, we call it as a sediam berhad. And normally it's a very common among the small to medium size of the business and operation. And the sixth one is a public limited company. So public limited company actually means that actually they're shared to the public and listed on the stocks exchange. So this kind of company requires a Berhad or BHT. So it has a strictly regulatory requirement and it's only suitable for those the large business. For example, our Mars Airline, our AirAsia. These are the public listed company in Malaysia. And the sixth one actually is a cooperative business, a cooperative society. So cooperative society normally is formed by those that actually they have an interest. And for example, like actually we will always hear about like those the farmer cooperative and also the fishermen's cooperative. So means that actually they form together and then they fight for their interest. And we have to, in the company background, also, we have to list down what are the main activity of our business, the date of our registration, our registration number, and then the name of the bank and also the bank account. So these are the things that actually we have to include it in the company background. The fourth one, who are the owner and also who are the partner for our business. So we have to list down all the business partner. So let's say we start our business, we have five business owner, we have a five business partner. So we have to list down the detail about each of these business partner. So for example, we can list out their identity card number, and then we can list out their permanent address, correspondent address, and then we can also list down their date of birth, their age, their marital status, their academic qualifications, and then the course that they have already attended, their academic background, and then what are the skill and what are the working experience that they have, and then what are their current occupation, and also what are their previous business experience. So we have to this component four is regarding about who are our business partner. The fifth one is location of our business. So location of our business, so we have to include the physical locations of our project. Where our business is located, whether our business actually is located in the shopping mall or in the shop lot. So we have to located where is the location for our business, where is our building, so how big of our building. So for example, if let's say for multi industry, when we identify where is our building, so normally for multi industry we need to have a 200 square foot of the retail space on the ground floor. So we have also have to include the layout, the location layout, where how actually we want to setting up for a sitting area, where we want to put our table, where we want to put our chair, and also where we need to design for our counter for ordering and also preparations for the meal tea, and where is our storage section. to store all our these raw materials or our ingredient. And the third one is about the basic amenity. So we have to location also have to include the basic amenity. So amenity means that, for example, the utility like the water, the electricity, and also the internet. So because if let's say when we make a decision, we want to start our this multi shop in the in the shopping mall. Normally, all this it will be provided by the mall management. However, let's say we are set it into the shop lot, then we have to think about all this to apply for the water, to apply for electricity, to apply for the internet. And also we have to equip with a air conditioning to ensure that actually the customer they have a very comfortable environment. The sixth one is about the administrative plan. So administrative plan normally is about the introductions to our organization. So we in here normally means that we will include all our this business partner here, all our business partner here into our this organizational chart. So we will list down our organizational chart. Who are the CEO? Who are the CEO of our this business? And then we have a CEO. Once we have a CEO, then we will list down who are the supervisor, and then who are the staff for actually who are the staff, who are the cashier, who are the barista, and also who are the cleaner. So we have to put in the organizational chart. And then how actually we are planning for our manpower. So the business actually required a owner or the manager, and then we have to include also require a shift supervisor, and then a few of the staff. So what are the tasks and responsibility of all these staff? So what are the job scope of this staff, and then what are job description, job scope of this shift supervisor? And we have to prepare also the schedule for the remuneration. So remuneration it means that actually our monthly salary. So for the owner, 1 month, how many they will get it for the salary? For example, 3,500 or 5,000. And then for our shift supervisor, 1 month, how many salary that they will get it? And then for the staff, so how much of their benefit? And then if let's say they are working for the OT, they are working on the in the OT, and they are working in the peak hour, or they are working in the weekend, are they entitled for any of the overtimes? So we have to include all this. And then the next one is about list of the officer, the list of the office equipments. So we have to include also, for example, we need a point of the sales system for the transaction processing, and then we need a refrigerator, we need a tea brewing machine, we need a blender, and then we need a storage rack, and then we need a table and chair. We have to list all these office equipment. And the last one is about the administrative budget. So we have to including about administrative. So if let's say we pay for the rental, so we have to list down how many of the rentals every that we need to pay it every month. And then what are the utility fee? For electricity, how much? We have to do a forecast. For utility, how much? For the electricity, how much? For the water bill is how much? What are the salary budget? What are the staff salary? And then for our supply inventory, our raw material, how much per month? So we have to forecast in every month what are our monthly budget. The next one is about the marketing plan. So in the marketing plan, we have to include all our products. So here, if let's say we are selling about the milk tea, so we have to include all the milk tea beverage. So we have okay, we can provide. We have. I mean, what are the flavors that we have? What are the flavor that we have? And then we allow the customers to do about the customization, and then the customer can actually choose from a different of the topping, so they can have a different of topping. Allow them to do the customization. Allow different of the topping, like they can actually to put in the pearl, the fruit jelly, and also the boba. So, and also we allow consumers they actually to customize for their sweetness level and ice preference, and also the type of the meal, low fat meal or dairy free option. And then who are our target market? We have to spell out who are our target market. If let's say in this case for the milk tea industry, So we have to spell out we are targeting the young adults, those that actually from 16 years old until 30 years old, because they are the ones that actually these target market, they are the ones that actually they are trend consciousness and they are enjoying a premium tea beverage. They are willing to buy this, they are willing to buy the new tea as compared to other targeted others other age of the uh, other age of the customer, because and also those young adult actually between the 16 years old and also the 30 years old, they are the ones that actually very active on the social media. They are enjoying to trying out a new food trend, and they are always seek for customization for their product and also high quality product, and they are willing to pay for the money on it. So we have to think about who are our targeted customer. And market size. Market size, the milk tea in Malaysia actually has grown very significantly with an estimated size of, for example, more than 500 of a million. So this industry is expected to continues to expand due to very high demand from amongst the younger consumer and also the popularity of a customizable beverage. And who are our competitor? Whether in this multi industry actually they have an intense competition or they have a low competition. So I believe that in terms of the competitions for this multi industry, we have a lot of the multi brands like the Tea Life, we have a Gongcha, and then we have a Chat Time, we have a Mi Xue, and these are the brands that has been established a very strong presence in Malaysia. And normally these are the brands, this brand actually they are offering a similar beverage and also they provide a customization option. And the next one, we have to do the sales forecasting. We have to do the sales forecasting. So in 1 year, so how many of the sales that actually we are able to get it? So for example, we are able to get it 300,000 in the revenue from our for 1 month, the monthly from our one for our monthly money. So in January until December, 1 month we are forecast we are able to generate a revenue of 300,000. February another 300,000, and then the March another 3,000. This is for the first year. So we are forecast that in first year we are able to generate a 300,000 of the revenue for each of the month. And then for the year two, so we are forecast our sales was already increasing. So we increasing from 300,000 in the first year, and then into the second year, we are able to generate 400,000 of a 400,000 of the revenue for each of the month. And then how about the third year? So third year we are increasing anymore. We are able to generate a 5,000 of a revenue per year per month. So this is so-called the sales forecasting. Then the next one is what are our marketing strategy? What are the strategies that actually we want to use it to attract the customer? So normally when we are talking about the marketing strategy, we will dealing with a product strategy, product strategy, pricing strategy, promotion strategy, and also the last one. What is the 4P? Product, pricing, promotion, and also you still remember the 4P. Product strategy, promotion, pricing, and place strategy. So we have to identify what are our product strategy. So for example, for our milk tea, we want to emphasize on the quality ingredient. And also we want to emphasize on the fresh flavor. And we want to provide a high level of the customization. So these are our product strategy. And then we have to think about pricing strategy. So we have to monitor, we have to see from our competitor, we have to do the market analysis. So what are the pricing strategy actually played by all these competitor? So for example, we can set it at we can starting at the 8 ringgit per drink to attract more wide of the audience, to attract more customer actually to buy our product. And then what are our promotion strategy? Where actually we want to promote our this milk tea through the social media campaign, utilize our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok to reach to our target market. So nowadays, actually, we can see a lot of social media platform that allow us to do about the promotion. And then whether we want to have some of the loyalty program. So for example, buy five get one free. So means that we buy five, then we are able to get one free, and then or we have any of a opening promotion. So maybe when we are first opening the soft launching, and then we actually provide offer limited time discount. So for the soft launching, actually we provide um for one actually we can for one drink we sell at 5 ringgit. So this is so called opening promotion, and also whether are we collaborate with any of the influencer, we collaborate with any of the blogger to promote our this product. So nowadays, I believe that a lot of the these youngster actually they like to view the video from the influencer. So influencer is one of the method that actually we can promote our product. Then how much of how much of our marketing budget. So just now actually we are mentions about we are using the social media campaign, we're using the Instagram, we're using the Facebook, we are using the TikTok, and also we want to using the influencer. So we have to list down how many of the budget that we need to spend it in all these social media platform and also all these influencer. We have to spell it out. Okay, the operational plan. So in the operational plan, we have to include our process flow chart. So process flow chart actually is, you know what does mean by process flow chart? So actually the process flow chart is a visualize the sequence of our operation. So how actually we want to, if let's say in terms of the milk tea, how actually we want to produce this milk tea. So we have to include the key stages of a production and also how actually we prepare the milk tea. And then once all this milk tea is prepared, how actually we want to deliver to the customer. So this is called the process flow chart. And then we have to include our production schedule. Production schedule means that we have to prepare the timeline for our production activity. So we have to define all the tasks or all the operations and their respective deadline. So we have to break down into the days, or we can break down it into the weeks and also the months, depends on our productions circle. And then we have to list out what are the materials that we are required. So what are the materials that we are necessary for production? So we have to list out all the material requires, their quantity, and also their specification. So and also we have to include about the lead time for the material procurement. So means that so for this week we order so for we order for raw material. So how long this raw material you will be last? So when actually we want to do another order for the this raw material, and then we have to list out the manpower requirements. So we have to identify who are the how many of the labor sources that we need to support our operation. So we have to list out the number and type of the workers that we need, and we have to find out what are the skill set that actually they need, and or maybe what are the experience that they need to perform their job. And then what are the machine or equipments that we are need for the operation. So we have to list out all the machinery, we have to list out all the tools, we have to list out all the equipment that are necessary for the production. And also we have to specify out how many of the units that we need it and what are their specification. Each of the machine and also equipments they have their own specification. So we have to also include the maintenance schedule for all this machine and equipment. How long actually we want to do the maintaining for our this machine and also equipment. And when we are do the maintaining, whether we are need the in-house expertise to do the maintaining, or actually we are hire the third party, the contractor to do the maintenance for us. So if let's say we ask the third party to do the maintaining for us, how much the cost for this maintenance cost? And then we have to include about the operational layout. So we have to create a physical or digital layout of our workspace. So we need to design the location for our machine, the location for our equipment, the location for our workstation, and also the location for our storage. So this is because we have to consider about the safety, regulation, and accessibility. And we have to highlight the area of the raw material where we want to storage about the raw material. So operational layout also we can actually can see anywhere. Sometimes we will see in even in your university we have this operational layout, right? The university layout, the operational layout. So in the university actually we list down all the operational layout actually is for us to know where is our this where is our this classroom, and then where is our hall, and where is our this cafeteria, and then where is the toilet. So that one actually is called the operational layout. And then the ninth is a financial plan. So in the financial plan, it's very important to include our project implementation cost. Project implementation cost, it means that how much of the costing that actually we need it to launch or to start our this business. So this including like the capital expenditure. So when we want to start our business, we have to identify where is our location. If let's say we are rent for a building, we are rent for a shop up. So how many of the rentals that we need to pay? And then we have to list down our implementation cost, for example, how many of the machinery, how many of the equipments or technology that we need it. Then we have to list down their costing and then our operating expenses, our salary, our raw material cost, our utility cost, our marketing cost, or our distribution cost. So these are our operating costs. And also we have to also to identify our one of the things is we have to identify our contingency fund. So means that beside all these implementation costs like the capital expenditure, operating expenditures, we have to allocate certain of the money for the contingency fund. So mean that anything happens to your business, then you can use this contingency fund to to pay for it. And second one is the sources of the fund, where actually we get the fund, whether we want to get it from the shareholder or we want to get it from our investor or we want to get it borrow the bank from the from follow the loan from the bank from any of the financial institution or any of the leader. Then if let's say we are borrow the loan from the bank, so how much of the interest rate that any actually we need to pay back to the bank, and then what are our repayment terms, how long actually we need times to repay back all our this loan to the bank. And then we have to prepare our pro forma cash flow. So cash flow actually means that we have to list down, we have to list down, we have to forecast and list down the inflow and also the outflow of the cash over a certain of the period. Normally it's a monthly basis. So we have to include so where actually our money come in. Normally our money is come in, for example, through our sale, through our loan, and also through our investment. So every month we have a sales come in. So this is called the cash inflow. And then cash outflow, it means that we have to pay for our operating costs. We have to pay for our capital expenses. We have to pay for our loan. We have to pay the salary to our employee. And also we have to pay the tax for the government. So we have to include all this cash inflow and then we have to minus with the cash outflow. So when we have a cash inflow minus with the cash outflow, we will get the net cash flow. So normally this cash flow, it means that these are the cash in hand that we have. And then we can make an expectation, we can make a forecast, the net cash that we have in our hand, actually it can be sustained for how long. And the next one is a profit and loss statement. Profit and loss statement. Profit and loss statement is to project the profitability of our business. So we will estimating our revenue, we will estimating our cost, and also we will estimating the expenses that actually we are incur for a certain of the period. So normally we will use this revenue, we will forecast our sales revenue, and then our revenue we minus all the costing, all the expenses that are incurred. For example, the raw material cost, the salary cost, the utility cost, the marketing cost, the administrative cost. Once we minus it, the revenue minus all the expenses, then we will get the profit. And the last one is about the balance sheet. So normally balance sheet means that the company financial position at a time. So in the balance sheet, we have this asset, we have a liability, and also the equity. So you know what is an asset? So asset normally we have a current asset. Current asset, for example, our cash in hand. Then we have a fixed asset. What are our property? What are our machine, our equipments, and any others of the long-term asset. Then liability. So liability normally is about the debt, the obligation, the loan, the mortgage. So whatever that actually we are owed to another party or we are owed it to the bank because it's a liability. So we have to ensure that we need to prepare this balance sheet. And the last one is a conclusion. So we have to prepare about the conclusions for our this business plan. So all these actually, the ones that actually I have explained actually is regarding about the business plan. So these are the elements of a business plan. So we have to ensure that as an entrepreneur, we have to ensure that all our this business plan are make sure that the plan has an attractive cover. Read your plan, ensure that there is a spelling and grammatical error. Make the plan visually appealing by others. Include a table of the contents to allow the readers that actually they can navigate the plan easily. Make it interesting. And if let's say for those financial part, we can use a spreadsheet, like for example, the Excel file, and then always include a cash flow projection. Keep your plan script long enough but not too long because the reader might be feel very boring after if let's say your this business plan is very long and then you have to tell the truth always. So once you have prepared a business plan, we have to do the oral presentation. So this oral presentation actually requires a pitching. Requires a pitching. So the first rule in the making an oral presentation is to follow the direction. Normally, we will be given 15 minutes of the times to present our this business plan. So ensure that we do not talk too much and we have to control it within these 15 minutes. So the presentation should be smooth and well rehearsed. So means that we have to rehearsal. Do a few times of the rehearsal before we go for any of the pitching for our business plan. And then the slide should be sharp and also not cluttered. So we have to ensure that actually for our slide, it must be less than 15 of the slide. And then question and feedback to our expect from the investor. So we must have to prepare for answer. We have to expect, you have to do some of the expectation. What kind of question you will be asked from the investor. And then we have to prepare the answer so that we are able to answer during our list or presentation. So in the entrepreneurship subject, actually there's one very important one, we call it a business model canvas. So first we have to understand about why actually, what kind of business models that actually we are using. So in business, it's very important to identify our business model because the business model, it will spell out how actually we want to generate our profit, generate our revenue, where actually we can get our revenue. So business model canvas is very important when we want to prepare it, where actually we, how actually our business to generate a profit or revenue. So before I go for the business model canvas, so we have to understand about the business model. A business model is developed after the feasibility analysis of the stage of our launching a new business. If a firm has conducted a successful feasibility study, market research, and we know it has a product and service with a potential, the business model can address how to surround it with a core strategy. What kind of the strategy that we want to use it? A partnership model, a customer interface, our distinctive resources, and an approach to creating a value that represent a viable business. A business model is a document or strategy which outline how our business deliver the values to the customer. What are the values that actually the customer can get it? So if let's say we are selling the milk tea, so what are the value that customer can get it? So in terms of the tangible value, the customer can get the milk tea that they like. And then in terms of intangible value, they will get happy, they will get excited after they already buy the milk tea from us. So these are the value. So in a simple form, a business model, it will provide information about an organizational target market, a customer need, a market need, and also the role that the product and service will play in meeting those customer needs. So a business model will describe the rationale or the reason how an organization will create the value, deliver the value, and capture the value. So just like I told you, right, we're selling the milk tea. So at the end, the customer will get the product, the milk tea. And The customer will get the product, they will pay for the revenue, they will pay for the item. So, so you can see from this diagram, so it means that we will create the meal deals to the customer when we deliver to our customer. And our customer will pay for us. And this revenue, it will generate the revenue for the organization. So this is the way actually how we make a profit and the way how actually we generate the revenue. So a business model that I keep mentions for you actually is how the business actually generate the revenue, make the profit. So you can see from the list here, so you can see there is a link at the bottom. So this is where I get this business model example. So there you can have a look on all these business model example and then you can study about it and then make a decision which business models that actually you want to use it in your this business plan. So we can have a freemium business model, e-commerce business model, reverse razor and black hidden revenue model, subscription business model, or affiliate marketing model, agency business model, and solution provider, peer-to-peer business model, experience selling, and also maybe 20 is a licensing business model, mass customization, 23 is shop in shop, or 24 is a direct to customer. So these are the example of the business model that existed. So you can choose which one that actually you want to go for it to generate your revenue. So I have provided some of the example for you. So for example, in terms of a freemium business model, so these are the company actually they are actually practice about the freemium business model. So freemium business model is a business model they work by offering a basic web services or a basic downloadable for the digital product for free. However, they are charging for a premium for advanced or special features. So for example, Spotify. I believe that all of you actually you are using the Spotify, right? You know what is Spotify? You use the Spotify for listen the music. You use the Spotify to listen the music. So normally the Spotify is a free. However, if let's say you want additional features, advanced features, we have to pay for it. So this kind of the business model requires a freemium business model. So there are 19 built-in block in a business model canvas. So these are the example, the template for our business model canvas. We have a key partner, we have a key activity, we have a key resources, we have a value proposition, we have customer relationship, we have the channel, we have a customer segment, we have a cost structure, and also the revenue structure. So when we want to develop a business model canvas, so these are the 9 components that we have to include it. So we have to think about it. So this I put in another example, the business model for the Coca-Cola. So I believe that all of you actually you know the Coca-Cola company. So these are the business model canvas for the Coca-Cola company. So in their key partner, they are using the bottling and distribution partner. And then they have an investor. They're using the retail and food services partner. Their key activity actually is developing and producing a beverage and syrup and poultry. And then they licensing their brand and the product and investing in other businesses and then their key resources. So I will go into a detail of each of these business model canvas. I will go detail in each of these section. So for example, the first one is about the customer segment. So about the first one is about customer segment. I use the Coca-Cola company as a sample. Because just now actually in this slide, by using this customer, I using the Coca-Cola company. Right? So I will go into the detail the business model canvas for Coca-Cola. So for example, in this one, in terms of the customer segment, so in terms of customer segment, it means that which customer and user that we are serving. So who are our target customer and which job do they really want to get done? So for example, in terms of the Coca-Cola company, the primary customer segment for the Coca-Cola company is the individual consumer who purchase the company product for their personal use. So we will buy the Coke for our personal drink. And then their customer also, including the retail and the food service partner. So the retail, for example, the 99 Speed Mart, the Family Mart, and also even the supermarket. So these are the retail and food service partner of a Coca-Cola company. So sometimes when we go to a restaurant, we go to fast food industry. So they have this Coca-Cola. So they are the retail and food service partner. So Coca-Cola has also has a relationship with a variety of the retail and food service partner. So this partner actually they are selling the Coca-Cola product to the consumer, and always they have an exclusive agreement with the company, with a Coca-Cola company to sell the product in their location. So I have another example. So for example, the electric wheelchair. So in terms of the electric wheelchair, so these are their customer segment. So when we have an electric wheelchair means that those we are target in those individual who have a mobility impairment, for example, the elderly people, the disabled individual, and also the electric wheelchair. We are these target customer are, for example, the healthcare institution, like the clinic, like the hospital, or some of the nursing home. And then rehabilitation center or the governments. So this is the our customer segment. How actually we want to identify our customer. So we can base on the location, we can base on location, or we are based on the demographic. We are based on the demographic. So like for example, just now actually we have our multi. So our multi actually we are target on those 16 years old to 30 years old. If let's say for the electric wheelchair that just now actually I mentioned, if let's say the electric wheelchair we are target on those elderly people. So elderly people it means that those at 70 years old and above, and then behavioral. So we target on those based on the behavioral loyalty to certain of the product or brand. So for example, I have an iPhone. So I already used to it. So I will keep loyal to the iPhone. So we have to understand why this customer actually is loyal to a certain of a brand. And from there we can come out of a strategy how to attract this customer to repeat order, to repeat to buy from us, or based on the sociographic. So sometimes when we actually so now they actually a lot of the social media platform, they are using this social media platform to grab the attention from the customer, right? So we can actually from there, if let's say if some of you actually you are selling the product through the online, you know that we have this data analytics about your customer. We know who our customer, where our customer come from, whether the customer what time they are actually log into our website, and then we from there we understand our this from our to understand our this customer, and then we can target on those customer. And then psychographic, so based on their interest, based on their attitude, based on the value or personality of the customer. So the second one is about the value proposition. So value proposition means that what are you offering to them? What the customer can get it. So what are the values that the customer can get it? So in terms of the Coca-Cola value proposition, it consists of two. The first one is a consumer. So just now actually I mentioned for the consumer, they are the individuals that actually buy the Coca-Cola. So they will get the drink, so they will get the drink, and then once they have this drink, they will get the refreshment and also the enjoyment. Then retail and food service partner. So for its retail and food service partner, Coca-Cola provide a popular and recognizable brand that can drive the sales and traffic to their location. So for electric wheelchair, so for example, the value proposition is it to improve the mobility. Mobility means that the movement and the independence for the user, and comfortability, customizable design that allows the users to customize their wheelchair, enhance the safety features, and integration with the smart technology for convenience and accessibility. The third one is about the channel, where actually we want to sell our product. What kind of the channel that we use it to sell our product? So we want to sell our products through the supermarket, or we want to sell it at a convenience store, or we want to sell our products through the online. So for example, in terms of this Coca-Cola, so their business channel including the supermarket, convenience store, restaurant, or some of them actually the Coca-Cola also sponsors it for certain of the event, for example, the sport event. And then they sell this Coca-Cola in the restaurant or the website, the social media, and also in the traditional advertisement. So in terms of the electric wheelchair, I already list out. So these are their business channel. Direct sales through the company website or showroom. And then they have a distributor or retailer to specializing in this medical equipment. And then they can partnership with a healthcare industry, the healthcare professional or the referrer. So they can actually partnership with a clinic, they can partnership with a hospital to selling their product. And then they have an online marketplace for this selling for the electric wheelchair. The fourth one is about the customer relationship. So how actually they want to manage the customer. So to to maintain, to retain, and also to provide support for their customer. So, for example, for the Coca-Cola, they consist of the customer support. They consist of customer support, and then they provide the social media to interact with their customer, and then they provide the promotion and also the loyalty program, and then they have a community engagement like the local organization or some of the sport event that just now that I mentioned to you. Coca-Cola sponsor for certain of the event or concert, then targeted market and communication or collaboration and partnership. Like for example, for the electric wheelchair, and then they can provide a personal consultation for customization of the electric wheelchair, after sales support and maintenance service, online community and forum for the user support, and continuous feedback loop for the product improvement. The fifth one is about the revenue stream. So how actually the company want to generate the revenue? What are the customer are really willing to pay for? How? And how are you generating a transactional or recurring revenue from a consumer? So in terms of the Coca-Cola company, how the Coca-Cola company wants to generate the revenue? So first, definitely they will try to generate the revenue through the selling of this beverage. Second, they generate the revenue through the licensing fee from their bottling and also their distribution channel. The investment income from other type of the business. And then for the electric wheelchair, how the electric wheelchair company wants to generate the revenue. So it can be come from the direct sales of the electric wheelchair or based on the subscription-based model for maintenance through their maintenance and also the support service. And then the licensing fee for the patented technology or partnering with the insurance company for some of the reimbursement. Like some of the insurance company actually they allowed their customers to buy a wheelchair and then they allow them to claim it. So allowed to claim from the insurance company. And then this is one of the way actually the electric wheelchair company can partner with the insurance to increase their sales. The sixth one is what are the key resources in the particular industry in your business. So what resources that actually underpin your business model? What are the assets that actually essential or important in your business? So for example, the key resources in the Coca-Cola company, including like manufacturing and their production facility, because they need the manufacturing and production equipment, machine to produce this Coca-Cola. And then marketing and advertising resources, distributions channel, and then they must have a logistic network. They must have a transporter to actually to deliver these Coca-Cola products to the retail company, to the individual company, to the shop, to the retail shop, and also to their distributor or wholesaler. And then intellectual property and technology, the brand and reputation, the human resource, the financial resources and capital, the partnership and collaboration, customer relationship and data. However, for the electric wheelchair, the key resources including like the research and development team for the product innovation. So in the electric wheelchair, it's very important must have a R&D department. R&D department is the ones that actually in charge to come out of more new innovational product. And then manufacturing facility and partnership, supply chain management for their component, where actually who are their supplier. The supplier is the ones that actually will supply the component and their sales and marketing team and customer service and support staff. And then what are the key activity in your this business? You have to identify which activity do you need to perform well in order for you to generate the revenue. So for example, in the Coca-Cola, we know that actually the Coca-Cola company, they generate the revenue through selling this Coca-Cola. So they must have developing and producing the beverage and syrup and bottling or they're licensing their brand and product. If let's say in your company, you actually generate the revenues through selling the product. So you have to ensure that all your this product, it must be produced by the manufacturer, by the factory, by the production departments. And then for the electric wheelchair, for example, their key activity included designing and prototyping a new model, manufacturing and assembly, marketing and branding activity, their sales and distribution, and then how actually they want to providing the customer support and maintaining services. And then who are our key partner? Bottling and in the Coca-Cola, we have this distribution partner, bottling partner, and also investor, retail and food service partner. For the electric wheelchair, for example, the supplier of the component, supplier of all this material, this technology, and then the distribution partner, the healthcare provider, and also the institution, the technology partner that provides the integrations of the smart features, and then the regulatory body. And the cost structure. Cost, what is the resulting of the cost structure? Which key elements to drive your cost? So we have to list down what are our costing. The costing is very, very important. We have to know our costing. Then from the costing, we know how many of the revenues that actually we want to generate in order to cover this costing. So the Coca-Cola cost structure consists of the raw material, the costing for raw material, the tax, the manufacturing and productions, the salary of the staff, the marketing and also the advertising costing, the franchise, distribution, the costing that we have to pay for distribution, the costing that we have to pay for the logistic, and the electric wheelchair, for example, the R&D cost, manufacturing expenses, marketing and advertising expenditures, distribution costs, logistic costs, and also the operational costs, including the salary, the rental, and also the utility. So I think that's all for my this business plan and also the business model canvas. So all of you, you have any questions that actually you can ask me?
Thank you, Dr. Tan Lai Hong. So, students, if you have any question or Dr. Tan Lai Hong explanations, you can just raise your hand or just write your questions in the chat box. Thank you. And I'm sorry, Dr. Tan Lai Hong. I have one question about the business plan. So, what is the important things that we need to prioritize when we make a business plan? Is it we need to prioritize the concept first or the market first? Sometimes when we want to make a new business, we still confused what is the important things that we need to make the first. Thank you, Dr. Tan.
I think the first importance actually we have to just like actually you have mentioned, you must know our concept of idea. So what are the things that actually we want to sell? So what are the business that actually we want to start up? So when we already identify about our business idea, the business concept, and then we have to perform the facility study. So means that actually we have to do about the marketing research. No, the marketing research is not mean the promotion advertising. We have to do the marketing research on whether the business that actually we want to start up, we want to start whether actually they have a customer demand, they have a demand from the market or not. If let's say we start up with certain of the business and then we do not have a customer, and then it might be fail when we start out. So we have to ensure that actually the business idea that actually we have to conduct the feasibility study. We have to know who are our customer, whether there is a market demand from the market. So that's why in this business plan also there's one part is called the our this customer, right? Who are our customer? We have to understand our customer, and also not only the customer, actually, who are our competitor. Whether we enter into this market, and then who are our competitor? If let's say we enter into this market, they have a lot of the competitor there, and then we might not able to generate more profit. So let's say today I want to start up my business into a multi industry. And then in the multi industry, actually they have a lot of the competitor. They have very high intense of the competition. So when we are enter into it, we have to face the competition from all these brands like the Tea Life, and then from this one, the Gongcha and also the Mingxue. So when we enter into this one, actually we call it a blue ocean strategy lah. So we have to fight for when we fight for each other, we will try to lower down our pricing in order to compete with them. So normally it's advisable for us actually to looking to enter into another market of the segment with a different kind of the product. We emphasize on the product differentiation strategy, and also we are enter into another market segment that actually we don't want to compete with an existing competitor. I think this is the answer from my point of view, from my opinions.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tan. Because sometimes we still confuse what is the
Mm,
to prioritize when we want to start our new business. And
mm,
students, maybe if you have any questions about the business plan or entrepreneurships, you can just ask now to the Dr. Lai Hong, because this is good opportunity if you want to build new business. You can use this opportunity to develop your skill to make a new business.
mm.
Um, maybe I also have one more questions about uh to make a new business, Dr. Tan. Sometimes
Yeah,
we have any challenges when we start our new business, because we still doesn't have knowledge about how to make the to choose the market segment, and then sometimes we confuse how to uh make the good price so we can compete with other competitors. So uh what what do you think, or what we need to face that challenges? Thank you.
yeah, actually, just now, actually, I already mentioned about the business plan, right? So in the business plan, there are nine components in our business plan. So if you still remember each of the components, actually, when we want to start out our business, all of this lah, like for example, our customer, who are our customer, so our marketing plan, what are the methods that how actually want to promote our this product, so what are the marketing strategies that we want to use it, and then in terms of the operational layout. So in terms of operational issue, how actually we want to schedule for the production and also the budget part. So all these nine components that I listed, we already need to include it in the business plan. Actually, all are the challenges that actually are very important challenges when we want to start out our this business. Especially when we want to implement it, then we will face a lot of the challenges. So that's why when we want to start up as an entrepreneur, when we want to start our business, it's advisable for us to prepare our this business plan. So once we already prepare our business plan, and then we might think about each of these component, how actually we want to execute it, we want to implement it, and then this actually will reduce certain of the risk that we are going to face when we want to start up our this business. Yeah, am I answer your question?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tan. Sorry. Okay, students, maybe if you have any questions, you can write your question in the chat box also. Mm, And if there are no more questions about uh, true, Dr. Tan. I think we can end this online class now. So thank you so much, Dr. Tan. This is a good opportunity to discuss about the business plan with you. And I also want to thank to all of students who have joined on this online class in this afternoons. And I really appreciate of your interest to join in this online class. And then I also want to remind you if tomorrow we still have another online class with Dr. Teh Kokba in the morning, and also we will have online class with Dr. Alvistia from Universitas Bangunan Nasional Veteran Yogyakarta in the afternoon. So, oh, there was student asked for the slides. Sure, I will share the Dr. Tan slides in the WhatsApp group. Is it okay, Dr. Tan?
Mm. Can, sure.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tan. Okay, Joseph, I will share the slide in the WhatsApp groups after this. And then, so thank you, Dr. Tan. Thank you, all students.
Thank
So
you,
see you.
Anisha, and thank you all the students. Thank you,
Thank
and see
you.
you all. Hope to see you all soon.
Thank you, Dr. Tan. See you, and thank you, all students.